A healthy male reproductive system relies on perfectly timed signals from the brain, steady blood flow from the heart, and precise muscle coordination. When something goes wrong below the belt, it's rarely an isolated issue. It is a highly sensitive barometer reflecting your overall cardiovascular, neurological, and psychological health. To see how these systems connect, let's look at this diagram of the male pelvic anatomy. The core structures include the bladder and prostate, the central urethra, the primary erectile chambers called the corpus cavernosa, and the underlying corpus spongiosum. Below these sit the testicles, and wrapping around the base is the muscular hammock of the pelvic floor. When you experience a drop in performance or stamina, you can troubleshoot the system layer by layer. We evaluate the structural maintenance, the vascular mechanics, and the neuromuscular timing in sequence to isolate the specific biological breakdown. Tight synthetic underwear presses the testes against the body, creating genital heat stress. This suppresses spermatogenesis, dropping sperm counts by 25%. Switching to loose-fitting cotton removes that boundary layer. The material breathes, dropping the temperature and restoring normal sperm production. Structural maintenance requires a monthly self-exam. Using the correct technique, gently roll the testicle between your thumb and fingers. Distinguish the firm, smooth testicle from the soft, coiled epididymis at the back, actively screening for any hard, painless lump on the wall. Regulating the local temperature and tracking your baseline ensures the physical hardware is intact. Once the structure is clear, we evaluate the fluid dynamics. An erection begins with a neurological impulse releasing nitric oxide. This forces smooth muscle cells to relax, allowing arterial blood to rapidly fill the corpus cavernosa. As these chambers expand, they press against the outer sheath, pinching off the exiting veins to trap the blood. In this split-screen comparison, you can see why erectile dysfunction acts as a sensitive cardiovascular warming system. Long before microscopic plaque from high cholesterol blocks the larger arteries of the heart, it chokes off these tiny 1 to 2 millimeter penile arteries, starving the tissue of blood. The vascular system can also be derailed by the brain. Overstimulating dopamine reward centers through compulsive pornography use raises the threshold for arousal. This causes performance anxiety, which spikes cortisol, sending a fight-or-flight signal down the spine that instantly slams the blood vessels shut. An erection requires wide-open arteries and a completely calm, regulated central nervous system. If either the plumbing or the neurological wiring is compromised, it fails. This animation illustrates the ejaculation reflex, which happens in 2 distinct phases. First is emission, where nerves cause seminal fluid to pool in the posterior urethra. This pooling triggers expulsion, a spinal reflex that fires the pelvic muscles in rapid 0.8-second contractions. Premature ejaculation is a hypersensitive neuromuscular loop driven by central serotonin levels and high pelvic tension. Because it relies on voluntary skeletal muscles, you can consciously override the reflex. To isolate the pelvic floor, keep your abdominals and glutes relaxed. Lift the pelvic floor upward, hold, and release. This trains your braking strength. Use slow holds to build endurance, quick flicks to interrupt the reflex arc, and deep diaphragmatic breathing to lower resting tension. Sexual stamina is a trainable physical skill, achieved by shifting your body out of a reflexive panic and into conscious, isolated muscle control. This transparent model shows the optimized system. True sexual health is a synchronized loop, unobstructed vascular flow, a balanced neurochemical state in the brain, and precise neuromuscular control in the pelvis. To maintain this loop, follow a 5-pillar blueprint. First, wear loose, natural fabrics to eliminate genital heat stress. Second, maintain daily hygiene and perform a monthly structural self-exam to catch anomalies early. Third, treat any loss of erectile rigidity as a direct cardiovascular warning sign and evaluate your metabolic health. Fourth, practice daily pelvic floor conditioning to build physical stamina and control the ejaculatory reflex. And fifth, establish strict digital boundaries around pornography. Protecting your brain's dopamine pathways removes psychogenic interference and performance anxiety. By treating the male reproductive system as a measurable, highly responsive biomechanical machine, you have the exact tools required to reclaim your biological autonomy and optimize your performance.